Good evening, everyone. This is Chris around the ATL, and tonight we are talking Game 3, Hawks versus Knicks 2026 playoff review. If you hadn't had a chance, make sure you go to the IMTM Worldwide Radio YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe right there. And you can watch around the ATL. You can also watch my new segment called Rant of the Day, which after I do this episode, I will have two more rants of the day coming, as well as working on game 4. Tonight, I want to concentrate on something that people are in denial of. The Hawks should have beat the Knicks in the series. And why didn't you want that? Okay. In this game 3 review, I'm going to show you what happened in this game to prove, again, the Hawks should have beat the Knicks. They should have beat them. And there's no reason why they shouldn't have. They just didn't. And it's a big difference. And the reason that that is important is because what people have been saying over the last few weeks. And as I've said many times now, two things can't be true at the same time. Either the 2 wins we did have as Hawks versus the Knicks meant something, and you should have won 2 more, or those 2 wins were a fluke. Okay? Because what people are saying, well, the Hawks are the second best team in the East. No, that is not true. Because if they were the second best team in the East, they would have finished number 2 seed in the East, or they would have been the runner-up in the Eastern Conference Finals. Neither of those things are true. By a long shot, they're not true. But they could have been. Okay? They could have been. And I'm going to show you in game 3 here. So if you've never watched an actual game review before on Around the ATL, what I do is I break down the teams, what they did in the game, okay, overall. And then I go shot for shot how the opposing team actually scored on the Atlanta Hawks, okay? Because it's important to know, why do teams beat the Hawks? It's not what a lot of people say. I go by actually what happens in the game, because there's a difference. And again, it has to be emphasized, okay? Because some people don't like to keep it real. I like to keep it real. And people get mad about that because they don't like facts. They don't like actually watching the games. They don't like that for some reason. And again, I don't know how you go outside and go play a game and then you go lie about it. Is that what you've done all your life? As kids, you kickball or softball or baseball, whatever it is, badminton. You go out and you tell people the opposite of what actually happened in the game. Chinese checkers, backgammon, tonk, whatever it is, you'll just lie to people and say actually something that happened when it really didn't. Is that how you've been doing it? I don't know. I myself can't do that. So let's get started. Let's see if I can set this up. So usually what I do is at the very beginning, I break down the actual game. So let's go ahead and do that now. Again, this is game 3, Hawks versus Knicks 2026 playoffs. Okay. The Atlanta Hawks, again, should have beaten the New York Knicks. In this game 3, the Hawks win again by 1 point. They won game 2 by 1. They win game 3 by 1, 109 to 108 this time. After the game, I actually said the following: this is not sustainable. And I said that for a couple of reasons. Number one, we can't compete without the best of Jalen Johnson on the floor. We can't think that we can win if we're not going to get all-star Jalen Johnson, 23 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. We can't compete against the Knicks unless we get the best of Jalen Johnson, which we haven't been getting, okay? It wasn't sustainable because you can't have 2 starters on your team not score double figures and expect to beat a team like the Knicks on a regular basis. We have to win 4 games to advance, okay? It wasn't sustainable that the Knicks would have 2 starters score 3 points in the whole game. That's not sustainable. And everybody should know that, right? Shooting a whole bunch of threes is not sustainable. Lack of rebounding, not sustainable. Lack of defense, not sustainable to win a series against the New York Knicks and not play any defense. For some reason, there's some people out there who think we play great defense. Now, I'm sorry. That is not a fact. By a long shot, it's not a fact, okay? But again, Game 3 was important because if you win it, you take the series lead. You're doing it at home in front of the fans, right? First playoff game in a few years. It's not like it's 10 years, but 3 years is 3 years, right? And if you win at home, you take the series lead, you have a chance to go up 3-1 at home to go on the road to possibly eliminate the Knicks, which is possible. Some people say it's not, though. Some people don't want it to be like that. Not sure why. In the first half of this game, the Hawks scored 58 points. The Knicks scored 50. Okay. In the second half, the Hawks scored 51 points, and the Knicks scored 58. So they basically flip-flopped. Remember, this is a 1-point win. In the first quarter, the Hawks scored 33 points. The Knicks scored 21. In the second quarter, the Hawks scored 25 points. The Knicks scored 29. In the third quarter, it was even, 30-30. 30 points, 30 points. In the fourth quarter, the Hawks scored 21, and the Knicks scored 28. The Hawks won by 1. The Knicks had 56 points in the paint in this game. That's 2 more than the previous game. They had 21 second chance points. That's absurd. That was 3 less than the previous game, though. They had 15 fast break points. That's 2 more than the previous game. The Knicks shot 28% from 3. They shot 43% from the floor. They lost by 1. The Hawks won by 1. The Knicks had 46 rebounds. That was 1 less than the previous game. They shot 90% from the free throw line, though. They lost by 1. Top Knicks, OG was 9 of 16 from the floor. That's 56%, by the way. 4 of 8 from 3. That's 50% from 3. Who was guarding him? 9 rebounds and still 3 blocks. He had 29 points. Who was guarding him? We won by 1 point. It's not sustainable. Hart had his worst game, basically. 1 of 9 from the floor for 2 points. He did have, however, 9 rebounds again. He had 6 assists and 2 steals. Cat, 7 of 12 from the floor, 58%, 21 points. He also had 17 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Bridges, 2 points. Hawks won this game by 1 point. We couldn't beat the Knicks in the series. Brunson, he had 29 points in game 2, had 26 in game 3. 11 to 23 from the floor, that's 48%, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Now, in the fourth quarter, Brunson had 5 points in the fourth. OG had 8 points, and McBride had 9 points in the fourth quarter. Who's guarding him? Hawks won by 1 point. The Knicks were 5 of 10 from 3. That's 50% in the fourth quarter. Hawks won by 1 point. Now, for the Hawks, they had 40 points in the paint. They had 17 second chance points. They had 20 fast break points. That's pretty good for them. The Hawks shot 39% from 3, which was better than game 2. They shot 45% from the floor. That was worse than game 2. Hawks had 45 rebounds. They shot 69% from the free throw line. We won this game by 1 point. They shot 78% from the free throw line in game 2. Top Hawks, of course, CJ is the best player on the team now. He had 23 points, but he shot 8 for 19 from the floor. That's 42%. Shot 8 of 19. We won by 1 point. He shot 8 of 19. He had 2 assists. He did have 2 steals and 2 blocks, though. Give him that. Kuminga got 21 points on 9 of 14 shooting at 64%. Jalen Johnson had 24 points on 8 of 19 shooting from the floor. That's 42%. He did have 10 rebounds. He did have 8 assists, had 2 steals and a block. This is basically his best game of the series, game 3. Relatively on the production side. Not shooting so much, but he did have 24 points. He did I'll get to the fourth quarter in a second. Okongwu had 9 points and 7 rebounds. We won by 1. NAW at 14 points. He shot 4-12 from the floor. That's 33%. We won by 1. In the fourth quarter, JJ had 8 points, but he missed free throws. He was 1 of 4 from the free throw line, people. We won by 1 point. CJ had 5 points. He was 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Kuminga had 6 points. The Hawks were 1 of 6 from the free throw line in the fourth quarter. We won by 1. Hawks were 1 of 6 from 3 in the fourth quarter. That's 16%. We won by 1. Dyson had 7 points, but he did have 13 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and a block. So he kind of evened that out. You can't score, do other stuff, right? However, the bench had 10 points outside of Kuminga. That was it. That's all we got. With all that being said, the Hawks won this game by 1, and we should have beat the Knicks in the first round. Because at minimum, this could have been possible to do. No, it wasn't. It wasn't sustainable. You got to play better than this, because the Knicks are not going to play like trash all the time. Are they? We're going to see in a second. So, first quarter. Let me set this up. First quarter, first shot. So, this is kind of a prelude to the entire game. Players one-on-one-ing people, okay, and just scoring on them. And again, I'm going to ask the question: how come defense is not important to anybody all of a sudden? You said it was in the past, and you claimed that one player was giving up all the points, but that player don't play here no more, and we're still giving up points. We're still giving up one-on-one points. We're giving up one-on-one points to the smallest player on the other team. I don't get that. Do you not care? It don't matter now? Oh, well, it don't matter. We don't get out the first round now, Chris. I mean, it's just good to get to the playoffs. That's all. Okay. First shot. Brunson comes all the way down the court and scores on Dyson for a layup. Let's check this out.
Off the rim, and Hart's got another rebound.
I'll tell you what, he has been all over the board.
Brunson takes it at Daniels and scores. Daniels took a shot.
That was the first shot the Knicks hit. Second shot. Now, JJ has OG. I'm going to ask a question. Why did he leave OG? Cat didn't set a screen. Off of a switch, Brunson drives on NAW. Okay. Now, Okongwu is there for help defense. Then he leaves the help defense. Brunson drops steps to the basket. Okay. Now, because JJ is out of position, he is now there to contest a shot, but OG backpedals back to the three-point line. Brunson passes the ball to OG. JJ doesn't move. He stands still. NAW now tries to get him, but it's too late. OG has already shot the ball. He hits the three. Again, how many times have I said, you got to stay with your man? If you're not going to stay with your man, you got to communicate that to everybody so everybody knows what to do, not just be languishing out there all alone. Like Michael Jackson, you're not alone, right? Okongwu is the help defender. That should have stopped the shot attempt in the first place from Brunson. But okay, again, Okongwu just walked away. JJ left OG in the first place, so I'm giving it to JJ. Let's check second shot, first quarter.
Their points against him in the series so far, one-on-one.
OG Anunoby, the corner jumping is Mr. Corner Three.
Now, let me make a point. First of all, hopefully y'all don't hear the rooftop club next door. Why is it important to you that nobody contests shots? People just stand there and watch shots go in. Why aren't y'all mad about that? Now, there's some of you who kind of are, and some of you who are definitely are upset and angry, but many of you just don't care. You shrug your shoulders and be like, that's just the game. And I'm like, but that's not how opposing teams do us. And I wonder why that's acceptable to y'all. Shot number 3, off a scramble for possession, Hart gets the ball. He passes it to OG. He gets a layup. How come? Because JJ isn't on his man again. Nobody's matched up with anybody. When Hart passes the ball, there's 4 Knicks behind the half-court line, and OG still scored. I'm going to just let y'all make a determination on this one yourself.
And Hart hits the deck to come away with it. They're fighting for it, and he finds Anunoby, drives, and he lays it in. That is a tremendous individual play by Josh Hart.
See, there's a word for that. It's called lackadaisical. Don't care, don't matter. I'm just out here. I'm just glad to be on the floor type effort. You blame somebody else for not having no defense at all, but who's actually giving up all the points? Who's not supposed to be giving up all the points? I'll rephrase it for you. Who's not supposed to be giving up points in games? It's easy to say Dyson Daniels, but Dyson Daniels can't stop all the points. He's just one player. 4th shot, 1st quarter, off a turnover by NAW, OG scores. Usually on turnovers, I give it to the person who gave up the turnover. So this was on NAW. 4th shot, 1st quarter.
And the Hawks maintain possession. McCollum gets it in for Alexander Walker. And that ball bounces off his foot. Anunoby drives it and slams it. OG Anunoby.
Fifth shot. We have no help defense. We don't believe in it. We don't care. We just leave the guys hanging. We've been doing this for years. Doesn't matter who it is. We're just going to leave you hanging. Only time it didn't really happen was John Collins and Clint playing together at the same time, because John is a great help defender. Clint is a good help defender. Not one-on-one defender, but Clint is a good help defender. Okay? But no more. Okay? Off the inbound, Brunson gives it to Hart. Hart gives it back to Brunson. Brunson drives. Now, JJ actually does switch, but doesn't really matter in this case because he gets blown by, and there's a layup that happens. JJ doesn't contest it. Kuminga just stands there. Nobody closes out and forces Brunson to pass. Nothing. This is shot number 5, guys.
Anunoby has 7 of the Knicks' 9 points. Brunson has the other 2, and Brunson tack on 2 more as he gets inside for the bucket.
Now, I don't know if anything's changed, but Brunson is still 6'2". So how come there wasn't a block right there? Doesn't matter, though. 6'2" guy just does whatever he wants to, right? He can't influence the game. Oh, he can influence the game. He's just out there, right? Okay. Right. 6th shot. Brunson drives on Gabe for a layup. This is a continuing theme, by the way, just to let y'all know. What shot is this? 6th shot, 1st quarter.
Gay is in there for the Hawks. Brunson one-on-one with Vincent. Takes it in for 2.
Well, Brunson against Vincent is a little easier.
Let me replay that. Watch what Mohamed Gay is doing right here.
Gay is in there for the Hawks. Brunson one-on-one with Vincent. Takes it in for 2.
Well, Brunson against Vincent is a little easier.
How are you blocking out before the shot goes up? You know how many times that happens? Anyway. 7th shot. Brunson has the ball again. He gets a pick. CJ's on him. He drives and hits a shot. And 1.
3-point shooter on the year, but he shot that one with great confidence.
And now the Hawks have their largest lead. Brunson gets it to go, plus the harm.
Defense doesn't matter, though. 8th shot. Off a missed shot from Brunson. Now, here is one where actually someone did block out. Mohamed Gay is actually blocking out Mitchell, okay? Off of a shot. Not prior to the shot, but actually the shot goes up. Mohamed Gay is blocking out. Kuminga is in position to get the ball, but he doesn't bring it down. OG doesn't get it either. Clarkson does. When this happens, 3 Hawks are standing in the paint now. Deuce is wide open, but CJ isn't on anybody. Rami Gay jumps in the air, even though Clarkson doesn't really make a shot attempt. I guess you can kind of say you kind of fade him, but enough to get you in the air. Third-year player in the league, I don't know. It's kind of suspicious. Nobody rotates, though, which is the biggest issue. OG steps back to the 3, and of course he hits it. Nobody talks because we don't talk on defense. We don't believe in it. We just point and hope people are paying attention. I'm giving this to CJ, though, because if he stays with his man, OG can't get the pass from Clarkson in the first place. 8th shot, first quarter.
Clarkson missed it. Robinson tried to guide it. He does to Clarkson. Kick it, corner. And Anunoby got it. A 3.
And that's the first quarter. Hawks are up 35-21 despite all the foolery I just showed y'all. Ain't that crazy? That proves to me the Hawks could have won another game. Why couldn't they? We're up 35-21 the first quarter. Aren't we? Just saying. That was the score, right? Anyway, seems like the Hawks, again, are in the position right here in this game. We know the result, but here it is, 35-21. But we won this game by 1. Why? Let's go to the second quarter. First shot, second quarter. Why is Kispert on Cat? Can anybody tell me what these matchups are with the coaching staff? Can anybody explain this to me? CJ is on Hart. Hart comes towards Cat. There is no screen set. It's important for me to tell you this, okay? Kispert releases to go to Hart. That's what he's supposed to do in this case. CJ was supposed to switch, but you know what he does? Oh, I got to stay with Hart. I'm going to try to keep playing defense. Cat, of course, drives to the basket for a dunk because, of course, nobody wants to rotate and challenge anything. CJ needed to just do his job, but, of course, he doesn't do it. So we give up another bucket. First shot, second quarter.
3 guards off the bench for New York.
Towns defended by Kispert. Towns makes his move. Big finish for Cat.
It doesn't upset anybody that we just stand there and let people score. We don't challenge it. We don't try to do anything. Y'all don't care. Any of y'all play basketball? I don't believe any of y'all play basketball before because I couldn't get away with doing any of these things and stay on the court for any prolonged period of time. That was the first shot of the second quarter, by the way. Second shot, Clarkson drives and scores on Kispert because Kispert just has to be in the game, right? Kuminga, of course, just stared and watched it happen. He was allowed to do it. Make sure I say that out loud in this case. Second shot, second quarter.
Defend, run, and attack, and he's embraced it. And it starts with toughness, he says. His mindset is to set the tone on defense, guys.
Clarkson gets it to go, +1.
Wait a minute. I just noticed something. Let me replay that.
Defend, run, and attack, and he's embraced it. And it starts with toughness, he says. His mindset is to set the tone on defense, guys.
Clarkson gets it to go, +1.
Never mind. I thought I saw something that I was going to say that's unbelievable if that was what I saw, but it wasn't. So I'm going to leave that one alone. Third shot. Alvarado, the shortest guy, actual shortest guy on the court, he drives on NAW and gets a layup. I was told anybody who's short can't play. They are inconsequential. They can't make a difference at all. Just all the other players in the NBA can do it against the Hawks. Third shot, second quarter.
Leak out by Alvarado. Pedal to the middle. Alvarado lays it in, and the foul.
Great push.
Like, how does that happen? Anyway, fourth shot, off of a missed shot, Cat gets the offensive rebound and puts it back up and scores.
tried to get the ball to Towns there, but deflected away by Kuminga.
It's Clarkson. A fadeaway. Doesn't go. Towns is there to collect it and finish it on the interior.
Fifth shot. This is maddening, okay? Gabe lets Alvarado get loose because he isn't guarding him, but NAW lets him lay the ball up. I'm giving it to Gabe, but I just want you to watch this. Fifth shot, second quarter.
And the lead is back to 14. Hart goes down, needs help. Hart bounces. Alvarado breaks away for two.
That's a great cut by Alvarado.
Effort goes a long way, don't you think? At a certain point, there just has to be better effort, and there can't be no excuse, because the excuse that everybody used for 7 seasons isn't here, hadn't been here for a while. Yet all these things keep happening game after game after game. It's a pattern. And because the coaching staff doesn't destroy that pattern and make people accountable, the players have to make themselves self-accountable, and they don't do it either. We won this game by 1 point. And we should have won the series. Because all these things are happening. You saw what the score was there. We're beating them. We're beating the Knicks. We are beating the Knicks. Aren't we? Sixth shot, fast break. You know, I always say we don't stop the ball. We don't assign ourselves to anybody, right? We just lackadaisically get back. We're doing the moonwalk, doing a little shuffle. We just happy to get back. There's a 3-on-2 fast break Knicks. Clarkson first tries to lay it up. He misses it. Nobody blocks out. Hart then tries to lay it up. He misses. Nobody blocks out. As the entire Atlanta Hawk team watches Hart go for the shot, nobody blocks out Cat, and he lays it up. Nobody cares. I don't think half of y'all care, because this was happening the whole game. We won this game by 1 point. It was Kuminga who should have did something, though, because Kuminga had Cat. Also, JJ just stood there, too. Sixth shot, second quarter.
Clarkson forcing the action. He's going to do it himself. Missed it. Rebound, Hart. Follow, no. Tip in, yes. Towns.
Y'all mean to tell me that our all-NBA all-star was just supposed to stand there and not do nothing at all, not participate? I'm just here. I'm just here so I don't get fined? That's acceptable to y'all? Seventh shot, second quarter. Brunson scores on CJ. Pretty easy. 7. There it is.
They were just trying to get Brunson the basketball. And another New York turnover. The spin and the deuce for Brunson.
Eighth shot, pick and roll. We can't stop it. We don't know how to play it. Nobody talks. Okongwu is going to go to the point guard every time, no matter what. Every time. Instead of staying with his man. Dyson gets picked. He's chasing Brunson. Make the help defender cut off Brunson and make everybody rotate. That's not what we do. Okongwu, of course, leaves. And guess what Mitchell's about to do? Y'all already know it. Y'all already know the deal. 8 shot, second quarter.
Averaged 8 assists per game during the regular season. You don't usually think of him in that manner. The roll by Robinson, and he nearly rips down the rim and backboard.
And they don't care. It don't matter. They don't. It's so nonchalant. It's sickening how nonchalant they are about that. But they don't care. Coaching staff, they don't look at no video. They don't look at video. How could they look at video? Ninth shot, second quarter, off a block by Cat. This is a block. This is a defensive play. Cat gets the block. I'm going to say it one more time. Cat gets the block. Knicks have a 5-on-4 fast break now. Again, we're just happy to get back doing the running man. This is how they do it. But we're not going to stop the ball. We're not going to match up. We're not going to talk. We're not going to assign ourselves. We're not going to say, hey, get my man. We're not going to do any of that. Cat got the block, and he sprints all the way down the floor, gets the pass, and gets a layup. Nobody takes charge. NAW could have took charge. Congo could have came over as a help defender. They just allowed him to do it. I actually gave this 2 points to the whole team. 8th shot, second quarter.
Averaged 8 assists per game during the regular season. You don't usually think of him in that manner. The roll by Robinson, and he nearly rips down the rim and backboard.
Uh-oh, I think I missed a shot.
By Towns. They're working 5-on-4 right now. Towns is going to go to the rim and put it in.
Okay, that's my fault. So this is the 9th shot, not the 8th shot. So I'm going to play it again. This is a 9th shot, everything I just said earlier. Watch Cat. This is Cat blocked Jalen Johnson, by the way. That's why it's 5-on-4. But why is it 5? Anyway, here we go.
By Towns. They're working 5-on-4 right now. Towns is going to go to the rim and put it in.
That was good effort to y'all. That was great defensive effort. 10th shot. Off of an air ball by Okongwu, Clarkson releases, gets a layup. CJ is back there. Clarkson scores anyway. Tenth shot.
Out of the timeout, Daniel swings. Okongwu. Air ball on a 3. Towns gets it ahead for Clarkson. Clarkson drives it and banks it in.
'11 shot. NAW has McBride. Hart comes up, dumps it off to McBride. NAW can't stay with him. JJ should have just came up to contest, just stands there. You know what Deuce does? You know what Deuce is really good at? We won this game by 1 point. 11th shot, second quarter.
Tonight he's 0 of 4 and 0 of 2 from beyond the arc. 2 minutes to go. First half. McBride got a 3.
Now that one had to feel good.
All JJ had to do is come up. And then when it didn't happen, now NAW has to try, but he's out of position because we don't know how to play basketball on defense, and we don't care. 12th shot. Clarkson drives and scores on Okongwu. I think this is the right shot. I might be missing a shot again. Doggone it. How is that possible?
And clear it for Hart. Clarkson goes to work. Clarkson off the zigzag, using the window.
You see how easy that was? Now, let me see something here. I don't have it. Oh, that's why I missed it. Okay, so I'm gonna jump ahead real quick. So when I added up the points, I think I missed this one. Because here I'm gonna just give you the breakdown. I don't have the video of it. CJ has Brunson. Dyson leaves Deuce. I guess maybe to double. Actually, I really need to find this one because this was an important shot. Let's see if I can find it on the fly. First of all, let's go ahead and put the music on since I'm gonna be doing this real quick. Here we go. 13th shot, second quarter. Unless I did something wrong. Yeah, this is it. One moment. And I'm glad I put that on mute. So now, yeah, because I had added up the points after I finished everything, and I knew I was missing something, and this is what it was. So I'm gonna download it because I don't want to miss this one. This was kind of like an important one. So I'm gonna go ahead and upload this on the fly because I didn't want to just break this down and not have you see it. Because again, seeing is believing, and knowing is half the battle, and all that kind of good stuff, right? So let's see, make sure it uploads. I got enough room, I believe. There we go. So this is the last shot of the second quarter. This is the last shot of the half for the Knicks that they hit against the Atlanta Hawks. So CJ has Brunson. Dyson leaves Deuce to, I believe, the double team. Because, you know, we don't double team the best player on the other team to stop them from scoring. We don't do that. Not really. We kind of play at it. We do the dirty bird a little bit, you know. Nobody talks. So Dyson, okay, looks like he wanted to switch with CJ. Maybe Dyson wanted to get on Brunson so he could be the best defender on the best offensive player because CJ can't play no defense, right? Because when Brunson now passes the ball to a wide open Deuce, CJ is trying to leave Brunson now to try to cover NAW's man, because NAW now has to come up to try to cut on Deuce, who's wide open, who of course hits the wide open three. But I'm giving this to CJ though, because he could have just automatically did his job and kept everybody one-on-one. But that's not what we do on the Atlanta Hawks, and nobody cares. We won this game by one, guys. This was not sustainable, playing like this. Now I'm going to show it to you.
Did you have a vote?
I did have a vote, and he was my vote.
McBride cashes in on a 3-ball.
It's the nonchalantness that gets me, y'all. It just makes me mad. Doesn't it make you mad? Because we could have beat the Knicks. Y'all didn't want us to beat the Knicks, though. Y'all just was happy we won 2 games, and we were the only team in the East to beat the Knicks. We're the best team in the East. Woo-hoo. Sad. At halftime, okay? At halftime of this game, we got 2 players that played 18 total minutes that up to this point has given up 6 points in the game so far, and they only have scored 5 in the whole game. Not great. Third quarter is about to start now. So let me scroll up a little bit. Remember, the Atlanta Hawks won this game by 1 point. But we've had the lead the majority of the game. Think about that. Why couldn't we win another game at home? Why not? Wasn't possible? First shot, third quarter, Dyson. Again, I'm not sure why Dyson had to be designated to try to stop Cat. I know he's, you know, defensive player of the year candidate now and everything, but, you know, Cat is Cat. Nobody else on the Hawks? Jalen Johnson maybe, or I don't know, Kongu maybe? Why does it gotta be Dyson? Does that make sense to anybody? But anyway, Cat drives all the way to the basket. Now, JJ has left his man, so he was there to where he could actually truly contest, but then he hesitates. You know how we like to hesitate before we make a decision to do something on defense. We just kind of stop. So instead of getting in the lane with a purpose, he just kind of side swipes, you know, like the Transformer, the Decepticon, side swipe. Y'all remember him? Again, help defense. We just don't care to do it. Third quarter, first shot. Here we go.
Troubles continue. Now 0 of 6 from the field.
He is 9 for 35 in the series.
Karl Anthony Towns with a purpose.
Well, there you go.
Second shot, Cat. Now in this case, Cat does have an offensive foul. This should have been called. He literally bumps Dyson off of Brunson. Okay. Now Okongwu is there. He sees that happen, and he still reacts late. Brunson drives all the way to the basket. JJ is there again. stands there. Brunson scores. The 6'2" guy, smallest guy on the court. This is the second shot, third quarter.
Trail 3.
Brunson gathers. Brunson drives. Brunson finishes. Plus the foul.
You sure y'all are cool people just standing around, just kind of chilling, illing? Third shot. How many times have I said in all my game reviews over the last 3 years, make sure you go to the IMTM Worldwide Radio YouTube page, you want to see some more, to stay with your man until the possession is over. Possession is not over until you got the ball. Your team has to have the ball. Your team has the ball. OG misses a 3. You have 2 Hawks leave their men while the ball is in the air. Dyson and NAW do this. CJ turns his head. Hart takes advantage. Soon as he turned his head, Hart was gone. He gets the ball. Because, you know, Hart is always trying to get the rebound. Ain't that strange? The other team can do it. We can't, though, right? Hart passes to Brunson, who drives all the way to the basket. Past the entire Hawks team. Nobody blocks out OG. Now, I'm not going to blame this on JJ for not blocking out because he at least contested the shot this time, okay? But I'm giving this one to the whole team because of the breakdown. Third shot, third quarter, here we go.
The need to get back in transition, having to be physical, and locating your guys immediately once they run, guys.
Brunson slices, slammed down by Anunoby. The Hawks believe it was still on the cylinder.
Now, some of you who see this will have the nerve to actually say that was good defense. Now, I'm going to tell you, you're drunk, or maybe you're high, or maybe you're drunk and high at the same time. There ain't no way you can qualify that as good defense. Fourth shot, third quarter. Now, on a pick, if your man makes it through, there is no need for you to continue. There's no need for you to go to that man because your man is doing his job. Do yours. Of course, Okongwu goes to who he ain't supposed to, and that gives space for somebody to do what? Hit a 3. Here we go. Which shot is this? Fourth shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go.
2 of 5, 5 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Towns over Okongwu. Bullseye on a 3.
Just the nonchalantness, it just doesn't even matter. Just fifth shot. Brunson drives on Dyson for another bucket.
The other way. We are under 7 minutes to play in the third. Brunson makes his move on Daniels. Brunson goes glass.
Shortest guy on the court. He shouldn't be able to make no difference in the game. He's 6'2". He's 6'2", can't make no difference in the game. He's 6'2". We can't stop 6'2" guy. You know what's about to happen? I'm not even going to say it. Here we go.
That was a tough finish.
Part of the ownership group for the Hawks. Back in. Brunson spins and scores.
Y'all don't care though, huh? 7th shot. A drive by Clarkson. He misses it. He gets it back. Misses it again. OG gets a tip again. Why? Nobody blocks out because we don't do that. We don't believe we have a job to do that. Nobody. Why block out? Doesn't matter. We'll get it back. 7th shot, third quarter.
Clarkson. He'll take it at Vincent. Stop. Sticks with the play. That won't go. Tipping from Anunoby.
Mind you, look, did you see the score? You're still up. We're still up. We won this game by 1 point, y'all. A shot, third quarter, off a drive by Brunson again. This time, Dyson gets a deflection. Clarkson gets the ball, however, tries to put up a shot, gets stopped. Ball gets over to OG somehow. You know what OG does? He drives to the basket and gets a layup. Let's watch. A shot, third quarter.
15 for Jonathan Kuminga. Brunson, the spin, stripped to the ball. Daniels had it knocked out of his hands. Knicks have time here, 8 to shoot. Anunoby, hard drive, and he finishes, plus the foul.
And that was a bad foul by Jalen Johnson, and he knows it.
Y'all think that was good defense by Jalen Johnson? Yes or no? I just want to answer. Y'all want to make him a small forward in the league. Okay, whatever. That was the 8th shot of the third quarter. Here's the 9th shot of the third quarter by the 6'2" guy.
1 minute to go in the third. Brunson drives and scores. What touch as he takes it to the rim.
That was on Kuminga. 10th shot, third quarter. I believe this is the last shot of the third quarter, guys. Now, again, we don't know how to play pick and roll. Doesn't matter. The coaching staff don't care. Players don't care. We ain't gonna learn. We ain't gonna do nothing. CJ has Hart. Kuminga has Cat. Hart has the ball. Cat comes up to set a pick. CJ goes out of his way to not fight through that pick and create space by going around Cat. Forces Kuminga to show on Hart. Hart passes to Cat. You know what Cat's gonna do? You already know, don't you? Kuminga can't get back to Cat in time. He's going to drive the ball and lay it up. Dyson does come over to help, though, but, didn't take the charge. He should have took a charge. I don't know what he was really thinking about trying to do. He should have just gotten away, or at least wrapped him up. Knock him to the ground. Kick him if you got to. Kuminga couldn't stop him. Nobody's talking on defense. I say I'm giving this one actually to Dyson, though, because he should have either taken the charge, taken the hard foul, something. Last shot, third quarter, guys. We're almost there.
Hart defended by McCollum, high screen from Towns. Towns drives and scores on the corkscrew.
He was allowed to do it. With all that being said, though, guess what? Remember, this is not a lot of shots. This is a 1-point win. The Hawks are still up 88-80 at this point. Again, the Hawks should have won the series. Can't tell me nothing. We should have beat the Knicks. I know y'all don't want that to have happened. Y'all don't want to see the Hawks get to the Eastern Conference Finals and get to the championship, apparently. I said we needed to win a championship this year. I said that starting in January. I've been saying it every day since January that, well, this is what you decide to do, Hawks organization. I want a championship there. Because that's what you're telling me. You're telling me this is the move. You make this move. You didn't want to build around that player. Okay, fine. I need a championship then. Because that's what y'all been saying. Get rid of him, we'll win a championship. Well, where's my, just like the Joker, where's my electric car, Bruce? I'm not going to use the cuss word. I want my electric car. I want my championship. Fourth quarter, guys. Let me get this here. Where's the first shot? There it is. So first shot, fourth quarter, CJ leaves his man again. I'm going to just show it. I don't really want to talk about this.
Well, Bridges and Hart still have not scored for the Knicks.
Bridges has 4 turnovers, gets it inside, and the floater goes for Clarkson.
Let me show that. Oops. Let me show that one again.
Well, Bridges and Hart still have not scored for the Knicks.
Bridges has 4 turnovers, gets it inside, and the floater goes for Clarkson.
If CJ stays with Clarkson, Clarkson doesn't have that shot attempt. But he just left his man because it don't matter. Playing defense is not important. Second shot, fourth quarter. Gabe has McBride. He leaves and goes to the paint for some reason. McBride gets the ball. You know what he does? He does something really well, don't he? He shoots threes real well, don't he?
They tried to lob it to Kuminga. Hart looking for the angle on Johnson. Gets cut off. Towns, no look. McBride. Bingo. A three.
You know somebody else who used to go to the paint all the time, even though his man is at the three-point line? Garrison Matthews. Shot number 3. Nobody cares about getting on a man. JJ is there. Hart goes right by him for a dunk, though. Third shot, last quarter. We won this game by 1 point. Don't forget.
Turnovers are evened up at 14 apiece.
Quick hitter. Hart going upstairs for the two-handed throwdown.
To make that so bad, JJ had just turned the ball over in the fourth quarter. That's what they were talking about. I can't pull the sound, but that's what they were talking about. So JJ was going back all lackadaisical because I guess, he's, disheveled because he has turned the ball over, but he ain't paying attention. The game's still on. They ain't called timeout. Game is live. Ball is up. And Josh Hart just goes by him. Anyway, fourth shot. So after a turnover by Dyson this time on a really bad pass, actually, is a fast break that's created. Now, what do we do on fast breaks? We're just backpedaling. We're just happy to get past the half court line, right? So NAW does get back. Kuminga is back there, but he's looking at Brunson. You got two people who don't need to be on one person on a fast break. Need to match up. Since nobody else got back, Kuminga should be, somewhere. Maybe McBride, maybe. And instead, Brunson leads McBride into a 3, which, of course, he hits. Fourth shot, last quarter.
96-89, Hawks. Daniels rolls, and he bounces it right to McBride. Up ahead, Brunson, trailer McBride, steps into it, got it, a 3!
The Hawks won this game by 1. I'm still trying to figure out who Dyson was trying to pass the ball to, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Fifth shot, Brunson drives past NAW all the way to the basket for a layup. Brunson, the 6'2" guy. And again, Jalen is just standing. Fifth shot, last quarter.
99-94. McCollum splits a pair. Brunson forcing his way to the rim, switching hands for 2.
I want someone to legitimize what you're seeing right now and tell me how it don't matter. Tell me how this is going to change next year. See, when you have 2 all-star caliber, all-NBA caliber players on your team, and you have people to support that, it masks stuff like this a little bit more, okay? It does, okay? But when you don't, because guess what? This was happening last year. This happened a year before that. This is not changed. The players that are supposed to be good at defense aren't good at defense, and this has been for years. But somehow, some of y'all, not all of y'all, have claimed that the worst defender on our team is actually the best defender on our team, and he failed. That's what we've been told. That's what we've been tried to be convinced on. Guess what? I like to say, well, let's prove that. Let's look at the game film. And the game film says otherwise. The game film for years has shown, well, whoever our best defender is supposed to be is the one giving up the most points each game, actually. The one who's supposed to be a stopper or a slower downer. I know that's not a word, but you got to at least slow down the best person on the other team, and we don't even do that. And you can't, nobody can make an argument. Nobody can come up with any explanation. You just shrug it off and he's like, well, and you just say the same thing. Trae Young. And I'm like, he's the one who's generating 50, 60 points a game, though, too. Even if he was giving up 30 points a game every game, he's generating 50 to 60. He's evening his out at least. But he's not giving up 30 points a game. He's not giving up 20 points a game. He's not giving up 15 points a game most nights. He's just not. And even if he was, if he's generating 60 and he's giving up 13, I'm sorry, he's nowhere near the issue. He never has been. Because we know for a fact he's a 25-10 career player with the Atlanta Hawks. We know what he's doing. He's not giving us Kirk Howard numbers. He's not giving us Speedy Claxton. He's not giving us DeMar Johnson numbers. He's not giving us Jeff Teague numbers. He's not giving us nobody like that. He's not. He never has. Go look and see how many games under 10 points he has scored in his career as a Hawk, as opposed to the rest of the rosters. Go look. Don't gotta believe me. I've shown it to you before, but you don't gotta believe me. Look it up yourself. I'm sorry, you have no argument in that. The only way you could possibly have an argument is if Trae Young has been guarding Joker and Wemby and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum at the same time all these years. Joel Embiid. He hasn't been. Luka, LeBron, Zach LaVine. He hasn't been. DeMar DeRozan. He hasn't been. He just hasn't been. Curry. Trae don't guard Curry. He's not the primary defender on none of the high scorers in the NBA. He just isn't. Why would you put the worst defender on the best offensive player? That's not winning basketball. Maybe that's what y'all do on the court. Maybe that's what you do on the video game. I'm going to put Trae on Joker. Joker averages a triple-double against the Hawks in the last 10 years. I can pull all the game film, guys. Who's been guarding the Joker? Why does the Joker have a triple-double against the Hawks? Anyway, let's get back to this. I'm almost finished. I'm almost at an hour. That's good time. Where did I leave off? Fifth shot. So this is a sixth shot. So for once, we got some help defense in this one. Cat drives the baseline, and he's blocked by Kuminga and JJ at the same time, okay? Now, in this possession, JJ had OG. So after the block, JJ is out of position. But Kuminga has a straight angle on him. He gets up, and he's right there. But for some reason, he kind of stays back to the side of JJ instead of coming up and getting right on OG, not to give him no kind of breathing room. Because guess what? When OG ends up getting the ricochet off of the block on Cat, OG takes it back and hits a three. I'm going to show it to you. But again, oh, by the way, Okongwu actually had the ball and he couldn't hold on to it. That's why the ball ends up getting loose. And OG ends up getting the ball and goes back like Ray Allen in that Miami series and hits a three. We won this game by 1 point. Look at this.
Gets it back for Brunson. Two-man game. Ball fake. Towns. Rejected on the inside. Anunoby tosses it up. Oh! Cha-ching on a three.
We won this game by 1 point, guys. The Hawks had 4 good quarters out of 24 in the 6 games that they played. It's not enough. If we had played a few more good quarters, we beat the New York Knicks. That one play right there, the first part of it, shows you we could have beat the Knicks. But then the rest of that shows you we can't beat the Knicks or any other good team because we just don't do the basics of basketball well. We just don't care. We just don't care. It's more so that than anything else. We have some of the skills and abilities to do it. We just won't do it. 7th shot. OG hits a three for no reason. Oh, man.
Shot clock is down to 2. Anunoby puts it up and in. OG Anunoby with a downtown hit.
He was allowed to do it. The score is now 103 to 102. The Hawks are leading. So here is the 8th shot of the 4th quarter. CJ. We don't know how to play pick and roll. there was a switch. And this time, at least, Kongu pointed to CJ to stay on OG. This is the switch. I got this, man. Stay over there. But you know what CJ does? I'm going to ignore that instruction, and I'm going to go ahead and come on over and act like I'm playing defense because I think this is what I'm supposed to do. You know what that does? It forces JJ to leave his man, which forces NAW to leave his man, and the guy who has been hitting threes all day long. Oh, man, this is so sad.
Brunson watched by McCollum, screen, Anunoby, 12 to shoot, switch. The drive, Anunoby, kick, McBride, bullseye!
Just do your jobs, guys. It's not that hard. We just don't want to do it. Nice shot. Now, this is the last shot of the quarter, I believe. No, that's not true. So this is a nice shot, though. Brunson one-on-one with CJ. Now, again, not really sure why CJ is on Brunson at this point. Someone who doesn't play defense, don't know what they're doing out there, really doesn't care about defense. He did have 2 blocks in this game, though. But it wasn't this.
Brunson against McCollum, 8 to shoot, just over a minute to play. Brunson goes to work. The back in, the spin. Brunson gets it to go and one.
He hits the free throws 108, 105 now. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit of offense now. Usually I don't do this on the reviews, but I am going to switch it up because this is important. Because in this particular clip, this is one of the only times you really see Jalen Johnson being aggressive, okay, on the offensive side, taking charge. We got to win this game, okay? So I'm going to show this to you real quick, okay? Make sure I got the right one. Oh, man, where is it at? Okay, here it is.
It's the best fourth quarter team in the NBA.
Role reversal tonight from game 2. Johnson, he's met by Towns. Johnson sticks with the play and banks it in.
Now, part of me doesn't like what I saw to an extent, not from JJ, but for the rest of the team, where they were nowhere near the rim. We were down by 3. We didn't necessarily need a 3. But, you know, our coach, oh, we got to shoot 3. No, we just need to get a bucket. We need to get a bucket, go to the line. Although we missed, like, a whole bunch of free throws, as I mentioned earlier, okay? But were we hitting threes enough to? You see what I'm saying? It's one of those deals where we don't got no 3-point shooters. But anyway, so that was that with JJ getting it there. Now the next possession, okay, you got McBride, who, and I think I have this. Hart has a wide open 3 because CJ left his man again. This is the end of the game. Hart misses it though. Okay, so I'm gonna show you that real quick. I think this is this? Yeah, Hart.
McBride with 7 to shoot. McBride drives, kick it, corner, Hart, off the rim, rebounded by Anunoby. The Knicks get a reload.
And you see they got the rebound because we don't block out. But you see CJ again leaves his man. We won this game by 1 point. We should have beat the Knicks, guys. But guess what? Missing shots is not defense. Defense is defense, right? Oh, I forgot about this one. I want to show you this. Alvarado real quick.
Towns or Brunson, both Both of them on the bench right now.
Alvarado misses on a 3-ball. He's joined by Bridges.
That was earlier in the game, and I forgot to show you that because that could have been the difference in the game. No defense again from CJ. Did you see that? He didn't even contest it. He didn't come up, right? And then lastly, I'm going to show you this.
5 to shoot. Brunson penetrates, floats, doesn't go. Stripped away by Hart and a foul.
My point in showing those a couple right there is because defense. This was a 1-point game, and the Knicks missed a lot of shots, but it wasn't because they were defended. They just missed a shot. It's different. That one block on Cat, and again, I told you CJ had a couple blocks, and but preventing someone from shooting it in the first place, being where you're supposed to be to prevent the possession from continuing is better. You can't depend on blocks. First of all, we don't have no shot blockers on our team. Okay, so if you have some guards getting a couple of blocks because of here and there and stuff, that's cool and all. But how many points in the paint did the Knicks have tonight? 56. 56. We won this game by 1. We had 40. That's 16 points difference right there, guys. Okay. Last but not least, see if I can find it. Is this it right here? Yeah.
On the miss, if there is one, are you going to be able to rebound it?
Get it in. McCollum fires. Hawks take the lead.
Big shot by CJ, and it puts us up by 1. But if he misses that, all of a sudden the Hawks are down 2-1, right? And we know what happened the rest of the series, right? The Hawks should have won this series. It has to either be that the 2 wins we did have meant something, and it showed that we were capable of beating them, or it shows that the games were flukes. I've shown you game 2. I've shown you game 3 now. The Hawks were up in this game by a lot most of the night until the end. Now, that being said, Dyson gave up 6 points in this game. JJ gave up 21 points in this game. He gave up 23 in game 1. And if I'm correct, I believe, off the top of my head, now I'm not even going to do the top of my head. I'm going to go look real quick. In game 2, he gave up 14 points. Remember, these have been low-scoring games. But in this game, he gave up 21 points. We won this game by 1. NAW gave up 9. Gabe, off the bench, gave up 9. CJ gave up 21 points in this game. So y'all don't care about this? Kispert gives up 2. Kuminga gives up 12 off the bench. Okongwu gives up 9. And I gave 4 points to the team, the whole team, on 2 buckets. So, all that being said, I'm going to post this again real quick. See if I can find it. The Hawks should have beat the Knicks in the series. Why don't y'all want that to happen? Why didn't you want that to happen? Why were you so obtuse with the statement that I continue to claim that the Hawks should have beat the Knicks? Prove that you're the second best team in the East. Get to the Eastern Conference Finals and be the runner-up to the finals. We could have been the second team in the Eastern Conference if we didn't lose all those games between December and March. We lost a lot of games. We lost a chunk of games we had no business losing. Why? Because we were giving up 120 points a game, or we were giving 70 points in the paint, where we were giving up 25 fast break points or 30 second chance points, 56% from three in a game, something stupid and absurd. That's why. We did have enough to compete. Or did we? Someone got to tell me. So, game 4 is going to be a disaster to review. I'm not looking forward to it because that's the beginning of us getting blown out 3 straight games. And I say blown out, I mean blown out. And again, remember, the Hawks in this series were down by 14 or more every game except for one. This one, game 3. We were down by 14 or more points in every game in this series, guys. And yet, we still could have beat this team if we had played any kind of inkling of defense. If it mattered to anybody, we could have beat this team. But it didn't matter. It's never mattered. Not really. Not really. Because you know how I know? Because if it mattered, the person who was definitely supposed to be our best defender would have been a league leader in defense year after year after year. His numbers would show I am the team leader in everything defensive. That's Hunter. Was he ever a defensive player of the year candidate? Was he ever first or second team all defense? This is not rocket science. Who has he ever stopped on the floor, guys? Just saying. So, what's going to happen in game 4? You already know the result, but I'm going to show you how we got to that result. Hopefully you appreciated some of these clips here, because this is the game. I can't change what happens in the game, guys. I don't know how many times I have to say that. I can't change what happens in the game. I can only show you what actually occurred. And if you're mad about that, get mad at the players. Don't get mad at me for showing it to you. Don't get mad at me. That's crazy to me right now still. I'm just showing you what actually happened on the court. Be mad at the players on the roster who allowed it all to happen in front of your eyes. We won this game, and we should have won game 4. We could have been up 3-1 going back to New York to possibly close out the New York Knicks on the road, which we beat them on the road once. We know we can do it. And it just didn't matter. Guys. There's the police. 114 to 98, 126 to 97, 140 to 89. I'm jumping ahead real quick. You're going to sit there and say we had a good effort when the Knicks had a 24-point lead. That's their biggest lead in game 4. You really going to say that? They shot 45% from 3 in game 4. So what are you talking about? Game 5. What are we talking about here, guys? They had 56 points in the paint, 21 second chance points. 90% from the free throw line. Again, we shot 69%. And of course, the last game, the game of games, I've never seen a Hawks team quit except for that game 4 against the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals. The one other time the Hawks were in the Eastern Conference Finals, we quit game 4. But in this game 6, the biggest lead was 61 points, guys. Like, what are we talking about? Knicks had 16 steals in that game. Hawks had 19 turnovers. The Knicks shot 58% from the floor. They had 66 points in the paint. The Knicks had 35 fast break points, and y'all telling me we played well? Get out of here with all this. But we could have beat them, though. Could have beat them. Could have beat them. So that being said, I'm signing off for now. Make sure you check out Around the ATL. I got 2 rants of the day coming up. And also game 4 of the Hawks versus Knicks playoff series game review. I'll be doing game 4, 5, and 6 probably within the next 7 days. So just be looking out for those, because you need to see these plays yourself up close and in living color. It's so easy to just ignore things when you're just watching the game. If you're kind of watching it, some of you are pretend watching these games. You're watching the games like this. And that's how you're watching the games, because you don't want to admit the stuff that's actually happening. You want to pretend other things are actually occurring. It doesn't work like that in the real world. This is not the Matrix. You can't plug yourself into the Matrix and just you can't do that. You know, Agent Smith is not out there changing things, guys. Anyway, let me get out of here. Hopefully you enjoy. Again, the Hawks should have beat the Knicks in the playoffs. They should have just beat them, and they didn't. And right now, unless we have a tremendous offseason, which it don't look like we're going to have, the Hawks could be in trouble. How they played in that playoff series badly as they did, the after effects of that can be shown, you know, and in the regular season coming up, depending on who we still have on the roster. And if you don't change any of these elements, if you don't change some of these people who are coaching on the bench somehow, how's it going to get better? It just isn't. I guarantee you it won't change. It just isn't. It just isn't. There's players who don't do their jobs enough, and that's been happening for a long time, years. Years has been happening. And you just shrug it off, and you have your, you know, storyline straight, right? But the game film tells you everything different. NBA history tells you everything different. What if we had some extra players who actually can finish at the basket? Some players who can actually hit a 2-foot jumper, who can hit a 15-foot jumper, who can hit a 3 on a regular basis, not just shooting 36%, but hit up when we need it the most. Not airballing it. You know what I'm saying? That airball ball Congo, that wasn't necessary. Get inside. Hit some easy buckets. What are we doing? Hit 9 points in the game. We won this game by 1. What is going on out here? Let me close down. I don't know what's going on out here. Anyway, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. This is Around the ATL. Y'all take care. Peace.